Welcome to Masters of Self University podcast, your highest source of sacred truths and universal wisdom. Hello, beautiful souls. I'm Rachel Fiori, mystic, spiritual teacher, psychic healer, and founder of Masters of Self University. Join our journey of soul transformation as we deep dive into this latest episode. Hello, magnificent mystical beings. Welcome to Masters of Self University podcast. I'm your host for this episode, Rachel Fiori. Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. We are going to talk about how to spot false prophets and false light, which there is a tremendous amount of in the world right now. There are a lot of people, as you know, because you're most likely one of them, a lot of people on the planet who are transforming, who are healing, who are elevating, who are awakening. And as we begin to wake up and as we begin to truly heal and elevate, we look for wisdom, we look for teachers, we look for people who have paved the way, so to speak. We look for people who are way more elevated than we are to help guide us. And we should be looking for that we want to do that, right? However, I want you to understand that as people are awakening to what, many people often refer to as the matrix or the third dimensional matrix, you start to awaken and realize the brainwashing, the control, the conditioning, all the manipulation, all the tricks, all the things, okay? And you begin to wake up to that, which can be very scary process when you realize what's really going on, can be a very scary process. And then you see all the craziness, you see the control, you see things that people in power, the government, et cetera, what they actually are and what they're really doing. And you start to realize, oh my God, like this is crazy, this is dysfunctional, this is scary. Like, whoa, I need to wake up for real. I need to elevate. I need to heal myself. And I also need to find my tribe. Big mistake. My tribe. I need to find people like me. It starts off very innocently. It starts off with very good intentions. You're seeking to find people who are not, the unawakened people in the collective, the sleepers that are a part of our collective. Remember, you're part of the collective. You are the collective, but we are the collective. But it's you're looking for people to follow, to listen to learn from, which is good. We need to do that. I want you to really hear me when I say this. You ready? Drop into your heart, open your heart, listen with your heart. Do you think for 1 second, when you start realizing the degree with which the manipulation, the control, the brainwashing goes on in media, in our government, in the powers that be all over the world, do you think for 1 second, when they are that intelligent, they go to that degree to enslave people, do you think they're stupid enough to not plant those people also in the spiritual communities? Let that sink in. You can easily understand when you look at people who you consider third dimensional beings who, quote unquote, are asleep. You can look at them and be like, oh my God, wake up. You are so brainwashed. Well, what does it mean to be brainwashed? You have no idea you're fucking brainwashed. Let that sink in, people. The people who are, quote unquote, asleep still, who are brainwashed and controlled, have no fucking idea that they are brainwashed. They think you're the crazy ones, don't they? You woo-woo, crazy spiritual people. Really let this sink in. They think you're crazy. They believe you are the ones who are batshit crazy. You don't know what you're talking about, while they continue to be manipulated and brainwashed and get their jabs and get 9 fucking 100 boosters and all the shit that comes with that. And that's just one example of, like, 1,000 I could give. They are the brainwashed. They have no idea they're brainwashed. Do you think the powers that be are not smart enough to strategically place people in spiritual communities everywhere in order to continue the brainwashing, but continue it in the spiritual communities? Hello? Being brainwashed means you have no fucking idea you're brainwashed. Do you understand that? And this is what I am going to encourage you and invite you to truly wake the fuck up to. I have been seeing this happening for years and years and years and years and years. Okay? And people start to become spiritual because they want to wake up and they want to heal and they want to elevate. And then they follow certain people that they follow. How do you know who you can trust, who you can believe? That is the trickiest part, because you don't know you're brainwashed when you're brainwashed, people. And in fact, you're dead set on proving you're not. You're the one who's awakened. And yet I see more brainwashed people out in the spiritual communities. That is just the scariest thing to see, because you fucking think you're awake. So I'm going to invite you to open your heart, and I'm going to invite you to allow any fear, any triggers that come up, to open your heart and connect to the divine power that you are, in order to alchemize and love and nurture those fears that could be activated or triggered by listening to this. Because I'm going to start to tell you what you really need to look out for. It isn't about believing people. And that means me. Don't fucking believe me. I don't want you believing in anything or anyone. Get rid of your fucking beliefs, first of all. Get rid of your beliefs. Stop believing in anything. It's not about belief. It's a becoming. Truly divine people, elevated people. It's about becoming. It isn't about believing in anything. Okay? So let's start here. First of all, what to look out for. And number one, false prophets. This includes when you are, your psychic abilities are coming online and you're channeling and you're getting messages and things. So this is true with that. False light, beings of darkness that pretend to be the light that you're communicating with, channeling, receiving messages from. Oh no, but it's all the light. No, it fucking isn't. You think they're stupid enough to not fake being the light? Come on, you have to wake up to that. You can't be that ignorant to think that simply because you're starting to channel or receive messages or get intuitive guidance, that automatically means that what you're receiving is messages from divinity itself. You can't be that fucking ignorant. This is what you need to wake up to. So I'm talking about that. I am also talking about human beings on this planet that you fucking listen to and follow. Because I can see the ones out here that are planted, and I can see how many fucking followers are listening to them. So very likely, if you're listening to this, you're one of them. There's a very good chance. So how do you know? Don't fucking believe me. Get out of belief. I don't want you to have blind faith. Blind faith is the same as having no faith at all. Two sides of the same goddamn coin, because we come from separation consciousness, and that means dualistic, polarized opposites. That's how we function. Two sides of the same coin. I am inviting you to elevate into oneness consciousness. Okay? Elevating into oneness consciousness means you can spot this shit from fucking 100 miles away, but you have to do the work to get there. You don't just click a button and snap your fingers and flip a switch and suddenly you know everybody who's a fucking false prophet out there trying to manipulate you and continue with the brainwashing and the control and leading you down the paths of darkness when you think you're traveling along the path of light. They're tricky. They're manipulative. Don't fucking believe me. I'm not asking you to believe in me. Never. All my certified coaches, all the people I train all over the world, the clients I have, I tell them the same thing. I'm not asking you to believe me. Never. What I am guiding you to do is to all of our coaching programs at Masters of Self University is about learning to connect and decipher and discern energies. You have to do that. You have to. You cannot gain an enlightened level of discernment or level of consciousness if you have no fucking idea how to feel and read energies. You're not that high if you can't do it. That's never a goddamn judgment. You want to keep yourself safe, you'll be willing to learn how to do this shit because energy never fucking lies. People lie. People manipulate. Fucking people do that. Evil, darkness does that. They are master manipulators. They trick you. That is what they do. They are masters at that. People lie all the fucking time and pretend to be love and light so that they can lead you subtly down a path of darkness that you think is a path of light. Okay? But energy never fucking lies. It can't. There's no such thing. People lie. Energy doesn't lie. So learn to read energies and learn to understand and translate the energies that you are reading in other people because energy doesn't fucking lie. So simple example. Oh my God, you're so angry. You can't even fucking discern when somebody is coming from a place of truth versus a negative emotion of anger. You can't even discern the fucking difference there. How the hell do you think you're smart enough to discern the difference between some false fucking prophet who's planted to keep you in the third dimensional matrix? That's what the spiritual matrix is. It's just an extension. It's a different pocket. It's a different subcategory of the freaking matrix that you think you've awakened out of. It's really important that you get that. So first of all, so what's number one? What is the key to knowing if you're following false light or a false prophet, the fake light or the fake prophet? Number one, they tell you what you want to hear. They make you feel special. Everything they do is about making you feel special, heard, seen. I see you. You're so special. The second you feel special, you're in your fucking ego. There's no such thing as a divinely powerful person who feels special. It's like preschool. It's like little babies and preschoolers and little kids who you have to go, oh my God, you're so great. Yay, here's your gold star. Yay, you're doing such a great job. We need that sometimes on our healing journey temporarily in order to encourage you and realize, oh my God, this is the real work. Okay, I'm doing great. I'm doing great. I'm doing great. And somebody applauds you for it. Don't misunderstand. This isn't separation consciousness, which means do not misinterpret what I'm teaching you, which comes from oneness consciousness, with your conditioned separation consciousness misinterpretation. And what that means is if I say they tell you what you want to hear and they make you feel special, that doesn't mean you're never going to be told what you'd like to hear. What that means is if somebody tells you truth, they're speaking truth, nothing but the truth, universal truth, none of this my truth, your truth bullshit. Speak your truth. Speak your truth. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Anybody tells you that. Not a high level of consciousness. Go deeper when it comes to that person. Go deeper. Get curious. Don't you dare judge them. It's not about judging people. And don't immediately make some crazy assumption that they're some, elite, fake, pseudo-spiritual plant to help keep the brainwashing going. Don't make assumptions. You should be more involved than that. Get curious. That is one sign. They're here to tell you everything you want to hear about yourself. That's stroking your fucking ego, and that's brainwashing you to follow them. Divine teachers don't tell you what you want to fucking hear. They tell you what you need to fucking hear. They tell you what you need to hear. Whether you like it or not, they're going to tell you what you need to hear because truth is truth is truth. You can't heal shit if you're not willing to face it, no matter how dark, no matter how ugly, no matter how scary. So if you're following somebody that just constantly tells you what you want to hear and how beautiful and amazing, that's the only thing they're telling you, or 9 times out of 10 that they speak, that's what they're saying, you should have a question mark in front of them and go deeper and do more work on yourself at discernment to see, this person might actually be one of those fake, false people that are here to lure me down a false path of fake light. Just get curious. Again, don't judge. Don't make an assumption. That shows your lack of consciousness, not theirs. Get curious. And no, nobody has to fucking prove anything to you. Okay, now prove it to me. Don't do that either. That's your lack of consciousness, not anybody else's. Get curious, drop into your heart, do what it takes to heal and elevate yourself so that you can become better at discernment. That's what that means. Get curious about somebody. Just listen to them and pay very close attention with an open heart. Observe, take in. Okay. If you don't like something they're saying, why? Go deeper. Where's your trigger? What program are you running? Or are you healing enough and elevating enough and transforming enough that you can actually detect that's fucking false light? That's bullshit. That's some manipulation right there. Okay. Discernment comes with organically as a byproduct. The more elevated you become, meaning the more you connect to your own internal divine power. Are they teaching you energetically how to connect to your divine power? That's an energetic process. Or are they just telling you you're powerful? There's a difference. Okay. Number 2, they do give bits and pieces of the truth. That's so that they're believable. There's always going to be truth mixed in with what they're saying. That makes them believable. This is how they lure you in. This is how they brainwash you into thinking that they're this, person of the light, that they know what they're talking about. Number 2, along with number 2, they give you bits and pieces of truth. They fucking regurgitate constantly 1,000 other people that they have learned from. They are regurgitating knowledge, acting like they are a wise person. Okay. Again, your job is to not misinterpret. We want to honor teachers, honor other people's knowledge and wisdom by quoting them, not stealing from them. So it doesn't mean that just because somebody quotes somebody that means, oh, they're fake. You have to elevate out of this nonsense. One or the other. It's this or that. No. And this is how you are brainwashed. Because you still function from separation consciousness. So then you misinterpret and then you're lured in by somebody. Okay. So you will always have somebody who is a false prophet or false light, whatever. They will always give you some truth, a degree of truth. That's how they trick you. And that's how they're able to manipulate you, is because they do give you some of divine truth, because they know that's how they're going to get you to listen and believe. Stop believing. Learn what it means energetically to connect to your soul. And how do you connect to your soul? You heal your shit. You face the dark, ugly parts that you have, the wounds that you have, the unhealed inner child. You're not a fucking child. You need to heal that shit. The more divine you become, the more you heal all that garbage that blocks your direct channel to your own soul. Your soul should be your number one guide. Literally, your soul will, when you can connect to your soul will tell you who to read, who to follow, who to listen to, who to learn from. Your soul will tell you. You want that to come from your soul, not your fucking broken, wounded inner child who isn't healed yet. And this person in front of you is telling you all the things that you want to hear. That's how they fucking lure you in. Okay? You have to be willing to heal yourself and go to the people that are going to guide you into becoming powerful, not tell you that you're powerful automatically. I tell you right now, Just because the truth of what you are divinely, divinely powerful being. That is the truth of what you are. You're an infinite being having a human experience. You have access to divine power at all times. That doesn't mean you're showing up in powerful ways. And in fact, most humans show up in fucking insanely powerless ways, very weak, pathetic, dark, shadow self ways constantly. Look at our fucking, how many wars are going on right now, for Christ's sake? Oh, but that's not me. Right there, you're unconscious. I'm not here to tell you what you want to fucking hear about yourself. We need to wake up for real, because there's spiritual war going on. And there are a lot of people who are quote unquote spiritual who are on the wrong side. They're brainwashed to be on the wrong side. They think they're on the side of the light. You gotta wake up. Here's another sign that you're following somebody who is a false divine, masking as a divine person, a false prophet, fake light masking as divinity. They always fucking bring sex into it. They always bring sex. They're out there having their orgies. Oh, this is how we love each other. This is how we express love. Or bringing sex into it. Two sides of the same coin is they tell you sex is bad. It's a sin. You shouldn't engage in it. Meanwhile, half the people that are teaching that are back there fucking raping little boys behind the altar, all the little altar boys. And then they're all covering it up. Like, it's two sides of the same coin, you guys. Never, sex is evil. If you're listening and following your religion or whatever tells you that the act of sex itself is evil and bad, and if you are listening to people who tell you the act of sex is healing and it's how you manifest things, both are fucking psychopaths who you should not be fucking following. But they appeal to the part of you that are either so filled with shame, that's usually the abstinence, sex is bad, you're a sinner bullshit. They're either appealing to that, which is why you follow that, or they're appealing to the side of you, your shadow self, that has a very unhealthy, dysfunctional relationship with sex, filled with lust, and you want the justification to go fuck whenever, whomever you want, with no regard to what the way of honoring is. You're using it to justify your shadow self. Either side, two sides of the same fucking coin of dysfunction and false light. None of that is divine. Neither side of that is divine. Neither one. So if there is a lot of talk about sex, or there is a strong message about it's good or bad, do it whenever you want. That doesn't even make any fucking sense. That's like saying, eat cake all day, every day, donuts, whenever you want, and think that eating garbage and sugar is good for you. Doesn't mean never, ever, but like whenever. You see what I'm saying? Like, this is how ridiculous it all is. Let me be very clear before I move on, because this is not a full episode on sex. Okay, but here's the deal. You want to know how these people are fucked up and you shouldn't be following them? If they're telling you and they're engaging in orgies and, all the things that they do, they're luring you in, and sex is a whole big part of, like, the sexual energy, and the sensuality is a big part of healing. How fucking psychotic that is. If that were actually true, divine truth, the way of truth, of the 20 universal ways of oneness, the way of truth is one of the ways of oneness. It is way of oneness number 4 out of 20, the way of truth. If that was the way of truth, then the second a man raped a woman, poof, he'd be healed. Oh my God, it's a miracle. I'm healed now because I had that orgasm that you say is so healing. So serial rapists wouldn't exist, would they? Child molesters wouldn't exist. Sex trafficking wouldn't freaking exist, would it? Because the second they violated in such an extreme way, they would be healed because it's so healing. Are we this fucking stupid that this is what we're listening to? And you believe this shit? You can't be that fucking stupid. Wake the fuck up. Wake up. Oh my God, she's so angry. Oh, for the love of Christ, I'm punching you in the face with the truth because you're fucking brainwashed. I'm trying to wake you up. Stop projecting onto me that I'm feeling a certain way that I'm not feeling. It's a little obnoxious and it is a waste of you're wasting that time projecting instead of waking yourself the fuck up. It makes no sense. The minute somebody would harm, violate, rape, sexually assault, when men do that to children, to women, when they are healers and then they end up using it to molest and rape and take advantage of their followers. Hello. It isn't about the sex. Who I am as a divine being. I bring my divinity or my lack of divinity into what it is that I engage in. I bring my divinity or lack thereof into and infuse that with what I am engaging in, whether it is a conversation with a friend, whether it is my corporation or my business, whether it is sex with my partner, with my husband. I bring all of me. You take you with you wherever you go. It has nothing to do. That's like saying money is evil. You can't be. You cannot be that fucking ignorant still. People are. Money's just something we made up and use as an exchange. It isn't good or bad. You choose to be good or bad. You choose to be evil or divine, divinity or lack of divinity. So when you engage in sex, you are either bringing evil, darkness, violence, objectification, lust. You're either bringing that into it or you are bringing your divinity into it. Who you are, the essence of who you are, infuses into everything you engage in. If you are working with a client or you have a product for sale or you have a service that you offer, how divine you are is infused into that. The lack of divinity that you are, also the wounding, the trauma that is unhealed, the immaturity, whatever it is for you, you are infusing that into what you offer other people. Does that make sense to you all? Never, and I mean never, is sex itself mean anything that is taught out there. It's fucking psychotic and you need to wake up. And if people are heavily preaching or they really infuse a lot of that into what they're, again, two sides, it could look polar opposite. That is your sign that you're probably listening to people that are so fucking far away from being divine themselves. I don't care what they label themselves as. I don't care if they're a priest or a preacher or a spiritual guru, if they want to call themselves that, or a whatever. That is a red flag that you should pay close attention to and go deeper into healing yourself in order for you, yourself, your soul to come through and guide you and helping you discern. That is your red flag. All right. Fourth big sign is of false prophets or false light. They wear the mask of holiness, of spirituality, of equality, of oneness, when they are actually tricking you into joining a group of people who promote harm. This is part of the brainwashing. For example, they categorize one section, one subcategory of a group of people as accept them all. Everybody should be whatever they want to be. Doesn't that sound so spiritual? Yeah. Doesn't that sound like that's loving and divine? Yeah. Of course it sounds like it. This is the mask of spirituality, people. It is the mask of oneness. It isn't oneness. Because when that small group, that one category of a group of people are trying to damage, destroy, erase women from existence, for example, are you not awakened enough to see what is actually fucking happening under the mask of oneness, Under the mask of oneness, you don't fucking do harm. You don't erase people. You don't do biological harm. You don't do physical damage. Do you understand? That is extreme inequality. In some cases, extreme of misogyny. You don't control a person's body. You don't do damage or harm to a person's body. You don't prevent freedom of choice with people who are mature, emotionally mature, cognitively mature adults. If you are an emotionally, mentally, cognitively, spiritually mature, healthy adult with full brain capacity, you're an adult with full brain capacity to choose what you want to choose in this lifetime for you, then one of the ways of oneness is the way of honoring. One of the ways of oneness is the way of honoring. The way of honoring honors people and their differences. But if you, for example, you can't call it equality by saying, well, let's give this simple example. Anyone on the planet, anyone or anyone in this country, let's just say this country, United States, anyone in this country should be able to run for president. Doesn't that sound beautiful? Doesn't that sound like equality? Well, sorry, fucking you're duped and brainwashed. That's fucking ignorance. No, the leader of a fucking country, anyone should be able to apply for that fucking job? No, they shouldn't. There should be an insanely strict, challenging application process for a fucking position like that. And if you are a narcissist, if you are mentally ill, if you're a psychopath, if you violently brag about what you do to women when you violate them, no, you shouldn't be allowed to apply for that fucking job. You shouldn't be able to be on a school board, let alone run for fucking president. We should have a little stronger policies. That's not equality. That actually promotes inequality. Are you waking up for real yet? No one that is an extreme misogynist, no one who is a racist, no one who has a history of violently violating other people, women, whatever they've done, should be able to hold a position. Well, let's compartmentalize. Their personal lives have nothing to do with the job. That's where you are fucking brainwashed. Who you are as a person is everything. That is all you have that is worth anything in life. You can get rid of the mansions. You can lose your home. You cannot have a car. You can lose all your wealth and riches. You could lose the clothes off your fucking back. Who you are as your divine nature is what is priceless, is the only thing that actually matters in life, is who you are as a human being. What kind of a human are you behind closed doors, in front of everybody in every community, at your office, at work, with your wife or husband, with children? Who are you as a human being is everything that matters. We can't live in this. It doesn't fucking matter. Like somehow that's private. And don't misinterpret. It doesn't mean you don't have the right to privacy. It means you don't have the right to be a dirty, disgusting, violating, inequality fucking scumbag and then run for fucking office. There is a difference here. We need to elevate for real. No more being tricked by people who wear the mask of oneness and equality and spirituality and holiness. Oh, I'm a religious man, but you preach fucking misogyny. You're not holy. You're far from it. You're a false fucking prophet. And it is time to wake up to this shit. You think people in the spiritual communities, there haven't been people planted by the elites to trick you into following them? How the hell do I know what to believe? I don't know what to believe. This is all so confusing. Yes. Welcome to the day and time that we are living in. It is confusing. And I am so sorry that it is. I fucking wish that it wasn't. I wish I could wave a magic wand so that it was not so goddamn misleading manipulative and confusing for you. I really wish I could. I can't. I don't have that power. Oh, I'd wave that wand if I could. I really would. I don't have that. I cannot offer that to you. What I can offer to you is guiding you on precisely how to energetically heal all the fucking shit you got going on inside of yourself so that you can connect to your true divine power. Don't fucking believe anyone, but you have to learn the process to connect to your soul. Let your soul guide you. Your soul should be your number one guide in this lifetime. When you hear people telling you this is a fake, false prophet bullshit, everyone is a healer. Everyone, they're telling you what you want to fucking hear. Not everyone's a goddamn healer, you guys. No, you're fucking not. Not everyone is. Everyone is an infinite being having a human experience. Yes. But it's no different than saying everyone is an NFL player. That's stupid. No, not everyone is. Everyone is a neurosurgeon. Nope. Nope. That should be pretty obvious. Not every goddamn 8 billion people on the fucking planet are all neurosurgeons. Not 8 billion people on the planet are not fucking NBA players. That doesn't even make any sense. We're here to be different. Infinite divine beings of source manifested into different expressions of itself. We're here to be different. So not everyone has the same psychic fucking abilities. Not everyone is a goddamn medium. Not everyone's a goddamn healer. No, you're fucking not. Everyone is a genius in his or own way. Everyone has gifts. Of course, everybody has a degree of extrasensory perceptions and psychic abilities, a degree of it. Of course, you're an infinite being. You're not just human. You are expanded infinite being that is incarnated as a human. Now, what your gifts are and to what degree you have those gifts or what potential you have is different for every person on the planet. I'm not here to tell you what you want to fucking hear. Stop thinking you're special. Stop bringing other people's gifts and genius down because you're the one who feels insecure because you don't have that particular gift. You see where you get trapped. The mask of spirituality, the mask of holiness, the mask of equality, the mask of oneness is the hardest fucking mask to see through. That's how they brainwash you. And yet the only way you can see through it is to get out of your fucking mind. The mask of heart-centeredness. Oh my God, I've seen that come online the last 5 years so much. Wearing the mask, be a heart-centered, feel, oh, I'm a man who out in public, I'm going to cry. And then you'll automatically believe that I am one of the good ones, that I'm a being of light because I'm a man who shows emotion in front of you. Be careful. Just because somebody cries in front of you or a man, and we all know the horrific way patriarchy teaches men to suppress and not be human, not express emotion in a healthy way. So as that comes online, and this is just one example, as that comes online, you'll be tricked by the person that you see who pretends to be a being of light, a spiritual person who you should follow because they're crying on, TV or on their podcast or, whatever. Just because they are doesn't mean they are actually a being of light. Connect to your own divine soul and learn how that is. Learn what that is. Learn how to do that. Energetically, you can see somebody who's crying and quote unquote vulnerable and blah, 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 saying all the things that sound great. And you can see that fucking devil in their eye, so to speak. You can feel it. You can feel the fakeness. You can feel the manipulation. If you don't know how to work with energy, and no, it doesn't mean energy healing. Oh, I know because I'm a Reiki master. Nope, not what I'm talking about. Not what I mean at all. I don't care how many energy modalities you fucking have and you're certified in. Beautiful that you have all that, by the way. Good job. Lovely. Wonderful. Not what I'm talking about. See, that's where you get tricked because you have all the modalities and you're the spiritual person and blah, 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 and then you think everyone, oh, this just means that we're all like holy and we're all elevated for real. No, it doesn't. And that's how you fall into the trap, right? It's tricky. And from the bottom of my heart, I'm really sorry that it is, but that's the fucking truth. It is. And unfortunately, there are people out there who are leading you down paths that are not of the light. And if you have fear in that and it freaks you out, just drop into your heart and alchemize that. Alchemize that, love it, nurture it until you can truly alchemize it, because that's where you connect to your power. By alchemizing your fear, you are becoming more powerful. Okay? That's the process of becoming more powerful. Humans are going to get triggered in fear sometimes, but drop into your heart, connect to your light, alchemize the fear. It helps you see more clearly. It helps you to hear every time you do that with divine ears instead of with your ego's ears. You gotta alchemize the filters through which you can block the truth and prevent you from seeing and feeling false light. Okay? False light knows how to trick you. It knows how to show up and tell you that you're channeling Jesus. It knows how to tell you you're so special, you're so special. No. When you work with subtle energy and you really fucking work with subtle energy and you learn different vibrational frequencies and how that feels, you can feel false light when it comes in. Oh, ugh. I can feel the fakeness. I can feel the manipulation. I can feel the lying. Energy never lies. People do. Manipulative energy, that's a lying energy. You can feel the lying energy, and there's different degrees of quote unquote lying energy. You learn how to discern all that stuff. But in my analogy, I use a lot preschool, kindergarten, elementary school, junior high school, college, etc., master's degree. You have to be willing to go through the grades to get you to where you are elevated enough to discern all of that stuff. That is your willingness and devotion to learn. You can't escape that part. There's no magic wand. How you become powerful is through that level of education, that willingness, and that devotion to elevate yourself. There's no shortcut to that. Sorry. And last thing, anybody telling you the modalities will get you there, you just do breath work, you just do the plant medicine will just heal you. Anything outside of yourself, you'll be healed if you just do this. You'll be, Your number one source of healing is yourself. And then when you add modalities along the way and you understand why you're adding that modality and why now is the time maybe to add a certain modality, because on the path for you, your journey is very specific. It is unique to you. You may need some modalities to help assist you along the way. You might not need any at all. You might need one here or there. You might not ever fucking touch plant medicine. Some people never fucking should. Other people, most beautiful thing you could do is to add that while you're learning what it means to connect to your soul. You're learning how to expand your own divine power, to alchemize your programs, your unhealed shit, your unhealed trauma. And sometimes this particular modality for the physical body is a great one to add where you're at. You're in first grade. Here's a modality we're going to use while you're quote unquote in first grade with this. It will help you. Never, ever, ever you dependent upon that. Anybody that's like, yeah, I've done like 19 different plant medicines and it's like my 227th time of doing plant medicine. I'll tell you right now, that isn't the person you should be fucking listening to. I'm just going to be fucking blunt. Because they're fucking weak. They're relying on something outside of themselves to fix it. And then they're like, I'm so healed because I had all these experiences with weak, pathetic, powerless. You don't need to ever fucking do that. No one does. And in fact, it can fuck you up and have you start believing things about yourself that are very grandiose because you're doing it that much. Right? There is balance to this stuff. You have to understand why you're doing it and why right now is the best time to do it. And sometimes right now, don't you dare. And other times, hey, you've shifted. I think you're powerful enough. Now would be the perfect time to add this particular modality, including a certain type of plant medicine, for example. Sometimes the timing is perfect. Go for it. How do you know the difference? You have got to learn what it means to connect your own soul for your own soul guidance. Okay. If you want help doing that, that is what we do at Masters of Self. You're mastering the self, the unhealed, broken, small egoic self, transforming that into the divine self that you can move through this lifetime. Okay. That is what we do, and it's why we do it. I want every fucking person to connect to their power. This world needs you to connect to your power for power for real. None of this fake pseudo spirituality, only love and light bullshit. That's got to go. Connect to your power for real. Elevate and experience the freedom that you're seeking a lot of times by using all those other modalities. Use the core of who you are to elevate and heal. You gain the ability of discernment, divine discernment. When you do that, you have to be willing to do the real work on yourself. Stop with the fucking shortcuts. Anybody constantly guiding you to shortcuts, you better question what the fuck they're doing, why they're doing it, and who they really are. Question it. Again, I'm going to remind you, don't fucking assume. Question. Yes, get curious. They could be somebody very well-intended. They just shouldn't be given all the information. They're not elevated enough to give you information. It could be ignorance, and you just shouldn't be following them because of that. It could be very simple. There's no judgment there. But there are people planted to lead you down the path of false light. That fucking exists. It is a real thing. And I can tell you right now, you don't like anything I'm saying, you're triggered by, you're the one they're targeting. I don't like what you're saying. Well, step into your fucking power so you can handle what people say to you when it's the truth. You're the one at risk for being brainwashed and lured down the path of false light. You can't handle what you're saying, you don't like it, you curse. Well, you're that powerless. You're the one at risk to be brainwashed and lured down the path of false light. That's what I'm going to tell you because it's fucking true. Step into your power and learn discernment. You don't learn discernment by being in your mind. You do it by becoming the universal ways of oneness. You do it by becoming a powerful divine being who energetically knows what that means. It isn't a concept. It isn't something you just learn in a book and regurgitate and somehow you're this being, this powerful being. That's not how it works. You have to be willing to become. That's an energetic process. It is a blissful, wonderful, magnificent, miraculous process. It's also the most fucking challenging process. It is hard. It is painful. It is both at one time. This is oneness consciousness. This is oneness. Breathe. You have it in you to do it, but you have to be willing. If you haven't done so already, make sure you subscribe, share this out. There are a lot of people that need to hear this one. You know that is truth. Share it, subscribe, like. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye, everybody.